I was really into TV, once upon a time. Spartacus, to be more precise. It was going to be aired after work. But my brother, my older brother, he was my manager, okay, which is like just a perfect setup. He takes on far too great of a responsibility when it comes to that job. He starts taking on all of the orders, all of the deliveries to the outside stores. I worked in a wholesale, which means that all the other stores, all of the other nightclubs, all of these other places which a lot of people get their produce from, those stores get their produce from, not me, but the branch that I was working for. And he decides to deliver late one night, on the same night that I want to watch Spartacus. Okay, so we're driving and we're about, I'd say, 3 minutes out from my house, and he parks up by this store. He goes in, and I'm just buzzing with excitement. I'm like twitching, getting all irritable, and I'm listening to this terrible tune on the radio. As I'm listening to the tune, I keep looking over my shoulder, waiting for him to come back. I see him smiling and writing things out and looking at the store clerk. And then things get weird. I start looking at the clock. It's going so annoyingly, frustratingly slow. But then all of a sudden, it feels like I'm in a vacuum of space. All of the noise, the ticking of his car, the music slowly dials down. I don't even hear myself breathing at that point. And I see the minute hand just go. Literally, it just jumped 20 minutes. And as it slid by, I snapped out of it. And all of a sudden my brother is sat next to me. I didn't even see him get into the car. The music just turns on again, randomly, and it's on a different track. And I say to him, "Is your clock broken?" He says, "No, it's not broken. It's fine." And he shows me his clock on his watch. And it's the same time that is on the dashboard of his car. So I thought it was pretty cool, and for the next 3 to 4 days, I tried my hardest to do the same thing at work. And I get a little bit, a little there. I see it moving a little bit faster than usual, but nothing really to write home about, nothing to brag about. So I put it down for a while. Until late last year, I decided to recreate the same kind of psychological effect that looking at the clock and waiting for someone or something to happen would have, not just on me, but onto other people who I'd want to teach this skill to. And that is when I came up with a practice that you guys can actually do at home, which will allow you to slow down your perception of time. Not speed it up, unfortunately, but slowing it down is just as cool. But to do this, I need to pick up the camera and set up something for you guys to look at. What we're going to be doing here is I'm going to be telling you how to think whilst you're looking at this clock. And what's going to happen as of a result of me giving you these instructions is that your perception of time will be altered. This video is by no way, shape or form going to be altered, edited or sped up or slowed down. If you don't believe me, then when there is a moment, when the moment does actually come, when you're able to see a change in the speed of what's going on in front of you, you can always just rewind back the video and check it out to see if it was actually just going at a steady pace. Okay, so this is pretty cool. You can try this out at home. This is what you're going to want to do. Now, as you can see, the minute hand is approaching the 7 and it's going to land right on that 7. I'm actually going to wait about 30 seconds just to really make this perfect. Now I know you guys want to slow down your perception of time, but if you can think about anything else that you'd rather be doing right now, I want you to think about that. It could be anything. You're on holiday, you being with someone you love. It can be anything that's worth your time. that's worthwhile. Okay? Think about that. Now bring your attention to the fact that you're actually sat here right now in this present moment, staring at a clock, not doing the thing that you wanted to do. Now I want you to stare at the minute hand. And while you're staring at the minute hand, slowly soften your gaze. So you can gently close your eyes a little bit, not too close. You want to be able to see what you're doing. Keep your eyes on that minute hand, noticing how there's a 7 just behind it. As you're staring at it, I want you to feel as if you don't want to be here. I want you to feel as if you want to be somewhere else, somewhere better. Now I want you to imagine as if that thing that you want to do is about a week away. 7 whole days you're going to have to wait. I just want you to stare at that minute hand, keeping that in mind. You've probably already noticed it, but in your peripheral vision, that second hand might have slowed down. It might have even appeared as if it had stopped, and sometimes that's going to happen. Okay, so we're going to continue this until you get it. Stare at the minute hand. Widen your peripheral vision while you're keeping your eyes fixated on that minute hand. And again, imagine that thing you wanted to do is, heck, a month from now. A month from now. And you're sat here in the present moment, noticing that the past 2 days took forever. You got to sit around for an extra 30 days waiting for that thing that you want to do. And right now you're not doing it, you're just sitting here staring at that minute. And think about how that would feel to wait, how boring it would be. Focusing on that minute hand, noticing the second hand in your peripheral vision. You might have noticed it already, but the second hand actually appears as if it's slowing down. Now, why does this happen? Well, it happens because of this one main reason, really. It's because when you're waiting for something, time seems to slow down. I realized this when I was at work, waiting for the day to end. It dragged. But when I wasn't waiting for anything, time sped up. You see, so I thought to myself, well, let's do an experiment to really see if anything was happening, if I could catch what it was that I was experiencing when it comes to my perception of time. And then I came up with this example. And yes, you do actually see the second hand stop at moments. And sometimes it speeds up. There's nothing wrong with this clock. If it has stopped whilst you were doing this experiment, again, I invite you to rewind the video and just to watch it smoothly glide past those numbers. So I'm Ryan James Cropper. Try this out at home and I'll speak to you all pretty soon. Peace.